Hey, welcome back to the Roman Lorenzo channel, and here today I have a review about an obscure TV show called Zorro Generation Z, and so, let's hop into it. Zorro Generation Z is a TV show that came out in the spring of 2006 by BKN International. BKN have also produced TV shows like Kong the Animated Series, Ultimate Book of Spells, Legend of the Dragon, and a few others. And BKN have also produced some direct-to-DVD movies on some old IPs, including A Christmas Carol, Robin Hood, and The Three Musketeers. I would have thought the reason the TV show was made was to profit from The Legend of Zorro, which had come out the year prior, but according to Wikipedia, this show was made due to a contract with Brazilian toy company Gulliver Toys. Zorro Generation Z was developed by Rick Unger, known for Marvel TV shows such as X-Men the Animated Series, Spider-Man the New Animated Series, and X-Men Evolution. Sean Catherick Derrick, known for Spider-Man the Animated Series and Batman the Animated Series, Alan Bobot, known for The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Double Dragon, and Stuart Evans, who worked on Bob the Builder and Space Jam. Now, it is time to get out of the development of the show and go into the voices of the characters. The main protagonist in this show is Diego de la Vega, or his alter ego Zorro, voiced by Ben Small, who also voices Thomas in Thomas and Friends, being assisted by his mute friend Bernardo and Zorro's superhero ally Maria Martinez, or her alter ego, the Scarlet Whip, voiced by Jules de Jong, who also has voices in projects like Thomas and Friends, Lego City Undercover, and Lego Dimensions. And they have to go up against the corrupt Mayor Martinez, voiced by Morgan Deere, who has also done some work in Mission Impossible and Doctor Who. Now, out of the voices of these characters, and into the art style. Zorro Generation Z has a 2D comic style animation that is complemented by the occasional 3D CGI on things like Zorro's motorbike. And I have to say, though the animation can be a little rough at times, and might take a little getting used to, but once past that, the show can really look nice, and it created a good looking animated series. But now, what do I like about the show? One thing that I really like about the show, and that is apparent when you first tune in to watch it, is that this show took a whole new approach to the character of Zorro. Instead of making another show where he is in the 1800s, fighting off the corrupt government of California, they made this Zorro show in the future of 2015. But they still did keep certain aspects of the character in the show, where, yet again, Zorro is still needed to fight off a corrupt government in California. Another thing that I like about the show happened in the 15th episode of the show, called A Z in Time, where Zorro goes unconscious and has a dream that he was in the time of his grandfather being Zorro, and it was a really nice episode that paid homage to the origins of the character, and I really appreciated it. And the final bit of praise I'll give the show is the villains of the show, where there is the main villain of the story, Mayor Martinez, and there are more really good side villains like the Fearsome Four, Don Payaso and his team of clowns, and Don Kazan and his team of robot dogs. And I thought that these villains were done very nicely and fit in well with the futuristic tone that the story was going for. Now, with all the praise that I can give the show, there is always some criticism. One thing that I don't like about the show is the fact that Zorro and the Scarlet Whip never figured out each other's identities. There are multiple points in the show where it would be super simple to find out who's who, but they just brush it off like it's nothing. And I think it would have been a lot better if one of the two of them figured out the other's identity and kept it hidden. I think it would have made the dynamic between the two of them better, and that is really all the criticism I could give the show. So, out of criticizing the show, and into what could have been the second season. As you may know by now, I really do like this show, and I would have loved to see a second season. And, to my surprise, there is actually some information on what could have been the second season. The second season would have been called Zorro Generation Z HD, and it would have consisted of another 26 episodes. All of that information was revealed sometime in early 2009, and the second season would have released sometime in 2010. Unfortunately, BKN International filed for insolvency in October of 2009, and therefore, the second season of the show was never released. To avoid any spoilers about the show's finale, skip to the time on screen, and if not, let's hop into what could have happened in the second season. Now, before I wrap up, I would also like to speculate on what the second season could have been about. The two-part finale episodes showed that Mayor Martinez had lost the election to the new mayor, Gloria Sheffield, and her son, Jack Sheffield, and the Sheffields were just as corrupt as Mayor Martinez, if not more. And so, due to this new foe, the Scarlet Witch and Zorro revealed their identities to each other, and then the season ended on that cliffhanger. And I can guarantee that the second season would have been a continuation of that story. Maybe even seeing the former Mayor Martinez working with the heroes, but with a second agenda to further his plot to become the mayor once more. And they might have added a love interest between Zorro and the Scarlet Witch due to the fact that the show has been teasing with that idea since the first episode. But sadly, we will never know what would have actually happened. In conclusion, Zorro Generation Z is a really good, underappreciated show that I recommend you watch, and you can start watching it right now. The show is available for free on YouTube under the official Zorro Generation Z YouTube channel, and I will link the channel in the description. Although it is sad that the show never got to finish the story it was trying to tell, I am glad that the show got to come out and tell a unique story with the character of Zorro. Hi, thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. This video took a long time to make, so subscribing would be highly appreciated. Special thanks to Mr. Bones for editing this video. If you have any suggestions for a future video, let me know in the comments, and I guess that's all I've got. Bye.